Frank, should Christian kids go to Christian schools?
I like it because it makes it sound like a yes or no question, doesn't it? There is no yes or no answer to that.
Obviously,
it partly depends on you and your value system, on your kids and their temperaments, and I think foundationally it depends on what you do with faith at home, because no matter where they go to school, the most important example of faith and the values of your faith are in your home, because no matter where they go to school, they're going to encounter problems. They're going to encounter social problems, because kids are going to be kids no matter what the school is. As bad as this sounds, drugs are going to be available no matter where they go to school. Relationships are going to be on offer wherever they go to school. So the most important thing is what you do in the home. And then it might just come down to what you want them to be taught at school.
Yeah, we mentioned this off air. I mentioned this off air to you, but my kids have all gone through Christian schools, Catholic schools. And for us, you talk about the value system and at home. And for my wife and I, it's complementary to what we're doing at home. We've got to set the foundation at home, and then whatever they get from school is a bonus. And so, and if it aligns with what we're trying to do and it keeps them there every single day, then that can only be a good thing. But to your point, you're right. Doesn't mean they're going to be great kids. You still got to hammer home the values, and hopefully they'll be able to, I don't know, segue nicely from whatever we're doing at home into school life.
Yeah. I didn't go to any Christian schools. You can probably tell. Just by looking
so feral.
I'm from West Auckland too. And yeah, it's an interesting one. And I guess I'm thinking about it more and more because, our kids are starting to grow up. I mean, they just go to the local primary school that's literally 800 metres up the road. And I really, really like the proximity thing about the school, because I went to a high school that was quite far away from where I lived. So I had to catch a train, and then I had to walk, and, it could take over an hour just each way trying to get to and from. And it really excluded me in a lot of ways of taking part in more that school has to offer, especially high school, which is a very unique period in life that you have all these things set up for you to succeed and try out different things and sports and trips and, this, but I kind of didn't involve myself in any of that because it was just too difficult logistically, right? And I know some people that I know who their kids go to Christian schools, but they have to travel a really long way just to get there, and that kind of there's a lot to it. You know?
because school is partly about community. Geographic proximity can be a huge part of the equation for you because it involves you more in your local community. It gives you the ability to be involved in fairs that the school puts on. It's easy to pick up your kids. You might bump into people who live near to you as well. You might decide that you want to get involved in the school life. It's easier if it's geographically close. So again, it's just where are your priorities? What are your priorities? But again, it comes back to, if faith is a thing here, it comes back to what you're doing at home. Then school is only ever going to supplement that.
Interesting. I talked to a guy, he was an older guy, and, so his kids were more sort of my age, and he was talking to about, he sent them all to Christian schools. But upon reflection, he was like, I feel like I really kind of didn't understand what I was doing at the time, because he's like, I feel like I almost outsourced my faith into someone else's hands, sort of thinking, well, they're going to a Christian school, so they're going to impart all their Christian stuff into them. And he's like, and I never really did any of that at home. And he's like, looking back, I really regret that I didn't take the lead on that myself. Yeah. Not saying that they shouldn't have gone there, but he's like, it just felt like a sort of...
Yeah, home is always the most important.
But that's interesting, though, because I went to Catholic schools growing up as well, right? I went to a Catholic primary school. I went to a Catholic all-boys school. And I guess it's only on reflection after leaving school that I feel like I am who I am. Some of it is because of my upbringing there. But there was, at home, my parents, English is a second language. So it's through actions and going to church and attending all that sort of stuff. But I didn't soak in everything at school. I didn't soak it all in.
No, you never will, no matter where you go to school.
Yeah, that's
even
true.
Even if you're at a great secular private school, for instance, you're never gonna take it all in because you're just the age that you are. You're a mess. Everybody's a mess at high school. Again, what the rhythms of home and the values being imparted at home, they're the foundation. They're the most important thing.